Hey everybody, obviously we're back in lockdown, so I'm here to deliver us some fun gymnastics activities to do to keep you active over the next couple of weeks. So without further ado, cat. Okay, to start off we're just going to do a nice music warm up to keep it moving. So we're going to start with a jump and jump. And twist your hips and jump and twist your hips. One foot, other foot, other foot, other foot, drop the spot. Try your knees up nice and high. And jump. And jump back. And jump back the other way. Foot to foot. Try and keep the legs nice and straight. Okay, high knees again. And feet side to side. And jump from foot to foot. Keep going round and round if you can. And go the other way if you can. And jump. And jump. Twist your hips. Jump. And twist. Move your hands as well. High knees. Kick bottom. Jump round the circle. Back together. High knees. Kick bottom. Pop. And switch foot. And switch foot. And switch foot. Bounce. Okay, I hope we're all nice and warm now. So obviously next thing we do is our stretch. Okay, so I'm just going to run us through a nice quick stretch. Okay, so to start with, we're going to move our heads. Okay, so we're looking up to the ceiling. And back down to the floor. Back up to the ceiling. And down to the floor. Okay, without moving your shoulders, look over one way. And then look the other way. And the first way. And the second way. Okay, this time moving your your chin from shoulder to shoulder. Want to go shoulder to shoulder this? Okay, and keeping one arm down by your side, you're going to make sure your other arm goes behind you, trying to keep that arm to your ear. And then switch sides, the other arm goes past your ear. Okay, and I'm going to go forwards as well. Again, trying to keep that arm nice and long, make sure it goes past the ear. Don't want to go too fast, going to make sure the muscle stretches nicely. And then same with the other ear. That's it. Okay, then this time your pinky finger is going to go on your spine or your backbone. Hand's going to go on your elbow and you're going to pull it behind your head. From here, you're going to spread your legs and you're going to lean over to the side. Try not to lean forwards or backwards because you might fall over. And then same with the other side, pinky finger on your spine, hand on your elbow and pull and lean. Okay, back up. One arm out in front, other arm comes underneath and bends and looks over the shoulder. This one's a little bit tricky sometimes, people get a bit confused. You've got to look over the straight arm. And then switch sides, the other arm nice and straight, other arm underneath, the one underneath is the one that bends, looking over the shoulder. Okay, this time keeping your legs nice and straight with them apart, you're going to walk your fingers down to your toes, trying to keep those legs as straight as you can, and you're going to walk back up again. Down to one leg, so you're going to go down to the foot again, try and keep those legs nice and straight, and back up. Down to the other side, trying to get down to those toes, and back up again. Okay, now you're going for your toes, you're going to go down to the middle. Okay, so try and get your hands right into the middle. If you can't do it with straight legs, so if you bend your legs, get your hands to the floor, try and bounce. So keeping your legs straight, try and bounce your hands as far as you can, even if you can only go to there. Just try and keep everything nice and straight. Down to the toes, down to the middle, and if you can, try and reach behind you. Okay, after that, we're going to sit down on the floor, legs out in front of us, and we're going to reach over to our toes. Again, try and keep those legs nice and straight. Point the toes as well. If you can, try and get your nose down to your knees, like that. See how long you can hold it for. You're going to bring one leg over, you're going to hold your foot with the opposite hand, and you're going to hold your knee as well. And you're going to do a big circle with your foot. Try and point the front toes as well. Okay, and then with the opposite hand again, hold the foot and straighten the knee. And then try and put that foot on the floor. Other leg over, doing nice big circles again. If you can, sit up tall. And then with the opposite hand, straighten and push. Try not to lean backwards, try and sit up tall with it and try and hold onto your knee if you have to. Bring your feet together and pull your feet in and bounce your knees. And after that, we're going to put our hands onto our knees and push our elbows into the floor. Just trying to get both of them together. Hands around, elbows on top of our knees. Okay, from there, we're going to go hands and knees. You're going to have your knees behind you, fingers in front of you. Make sure your shoulders are straight above. You don't want your hands in front like that. Okay? Shoulders are going to be right above our hands, and we're going to be going forwards and backwards very, very gently over our wrists. If I do this from side on, you can see I'm just very, very slightly going over my wrists. I'm not going all the way back. Okay? Fingers to the side, going side to side, trying to keep those hands on the floor. Pushing through the shoulders, and then fingers facing each other. Same again, try and keep the hands on the floor if you can, just push through the shoulders. Okay, fingers facing your knees, keep them in front of you and just very, very gently again going over the wrists. And then when you can, try and sit back on your heels and really try and get those palms on the floor. It should hurt a little bit going up your wrist there. Again, if I go forwards, should feel a little bit of a pain go up the wrist. It means the muscle stretching. Then we're going to go fingers forward, and we're going to pull back to our heels, trying to get those armpits or shoulders to touch the floor. And then we're going to keep our arms nice and long, feet squeezed together, and go nice and tall. It's called seal sit. Trying to get those hips to touch the floor. From here, you're going to pull back once more. You're going to perch your fingers and try and get your shoulders into the floor. Give a nice big stretch in our back. And then once more, we're going to go flat hands, hips to the floor. If you can, I would like you looking over, trying to look behind you, get a nice big stretch in the back. Do that a couple of times. And once we've done that, going to sit in a nice tuck shape. Do some nice rock and rolls. 1, 2, 3. On the third one, try and stand up. And that's our stretch done. Okay, hi guys. So, we're going to have a look now at some ball work and some jumping work. Okay, so by ball work I mean being able to use a ball for hand-eye coordination. So being able to see a ball if you throw it and be able to catch it, maybe able to catch it while you do a jump. Okay, so to start with, we're going to look at some jump work. Okay, obviously we know our jumps in the gym. We've got tuck, pike, straddle, straight, star, same as we do with our shapes. But we don't want you doing those at home because some of them could end quite badly. So we want to just do our easy peasy jumps to start with. So we're going to look at a straight jump, okay? We're going to make sure we start our jumps from here, okay? The only one that doesn't start from here is your star jump, okay? So for our straight jump, we're going to start, if I'm going to slide on, we're going to start with bend your knees, arms behind us, looking straight ahead of us. Okay, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, straight legs, pointed toes, and we're going to finish in our nice landing shape, okay? Every jump we do is going to land in our landing shape with our arms out in front of us, nice bendy knees, chest up tall, okay? That's our landing shape. So that's our straight jump done, okay? If we were to look at a star jump, which is nice and easy, okay, we start with our feet together, hands in front of us or below us, okay? Either way, we don't want them squeezed to our tummy, we want them away from your body, okay? So there's a little bit of a gap, yeah? From here, you're going to make sure they're staying nice and crossed. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, big jump, arms out, feet in. Okay, in our nice landing shape again, we go 1, 2, 3, and a big stretch. Those are our 2 easy peasy jumps, okay? If I was to then move on and use a ball for this as well, so if you don't have a ball at home, what you can do is get 2 of your socks, okay, you can ball them together. Might not be the perfect ball, but it's a ball shape that you can throw around, okay? So if you do have a ball though, what we're going to look at is looking at being able to catch it, keeping our eyes on the ball at the same time. So you want the ball in front of you. Same again, you don't want it against your tummy, you want it away from you. Okay? You're going to go 1, 2, 3, and you're going to gently throw it up in front of you. Okay? A lot of people I see do this, throw it behind them. So you've got to be really careful and just make sure you throw it gently in front of you. Yeah? From this here, what we can do is look at making it into a jump. Okay? So as we throw it, we also want to do a little bit of a jump. We don't want to throw it too high, and we don't want to jump too high, otherwise we might miss the ball. Okay? Put it in front of us, we go 1, 2, 3, big throw, big jump, catch and land. If you want to, you can also land in a nice landing shape. Just get into the practice of doing it. Can't really do this from a star jump. Okay, it's a little bit hard to do it from a star jump, so won't try that. If you wanted to, okay, you could give a little tuck jump and go. Again, be throwing, knees in and land. That one's a little bit tricky, so only do that if you really think you can do it. Okay. Okay, now we've had a look at some jumping and some ball work. We're going to now look at balances. Okay, balances are nice and easy. You need to find something that looks like a line at home. So if you've got a line anywhere at home, try and stand on that. If you haven't got a floor line, you can use a towel or anything like a skipping rope just to make a line that you can use in your house somewhere. I'm going to stand on one of our floor lines, okay? So I'm going to make sure my foot is in the middle of the line, okay? From here, I'm going to make sure I'm stood tall and I'm going to have my arms out to the side. I don't want them super high, okay? I just want them out to the sides. I'm going to be looking straight ahead of me and I'm going to raise, take the short. Raise one foot in front of me, make sure it's like a table. Yeah, you don't want it too low, don't want it too high, want it out in front of you like a table. Have your toes pointing towards the floor, nice tall arms, without falling over, and again. Looking straight ahead of you, try and stay nice and still. If you start looking around, you'll probably fall over, you start wobbling like I did, okay? Once you've done it on one leg, try it on the other one, okay? It should be a little bit harder, but same thing. You're going to make sure that foot's nice and straight, the leg's nice and straight, sorry. Other leg out in front of you is nice and tall, like a table. Toes pointing towards the floor, nice high arms looking straight ahead of you. It helps to look at something that isn't moving. So behind us we've got mirrors. So in the mirrors I can look at myself, maybe on my nose, maybe on my forehead, just something that doesn't move and I won't fall over, okay? So that's our first balance, okay? That was the one leg balance. We're going to look at a balance now called an arabesque, okay? This one's a little bit of a weird name. You're going to put one foot behind you and you're going to have one leg nice and straight. You're then going to put your arms up tall and without bringing your chest to the floor too much, you don't want to come down here. Keeping your chest up and just dropping it a little bit, okay? Arms up tall and you're going to lift your back leg, okay? Try and keep it nice and straight. Again, look at something that isn't moving to stop you from falling over. Okay, so we're here, nice high back leg if you can, and then finish, okay? Then you put your other foot in the middle of the line. Other one goes behind you nice and straight, and same again, you're just going to lift and try and hold. I'm not very good on this leg. Okay? Try and point your back toes as well. I know I wasn't pointing my back toes. Okay? So that is our one leg balance and our arabesque. Okay? Next we have our T balance. Now these ones I find quite difficult myself. Okay? So you're going to stand with one arm glued to your ear, the other arm is going to be glued to your side. Okay? Nice and easy. Okay, you're just going to very gently squeeze and tilt your body, okay? When we do this one, you've got to keep these glued together. I see a lot of people do this when they turn, okay? They must stay together, okay? From here, we're just going to very gently tip our body to the side. I'm really not very good at this one, so I'm going to leave this one up to you guys, but this is what it should look like. If you're going down to the side and holding. Oh, I don't like that one. Once you've done it on one side, try it on the other, same thing applies, try and squeeze, and back up, okay? That is our T balance, okay? We now have balances on the floor, okay? So, this one is called a V-sit. You can do this with your hands on the floor, either in front, behind you, or you can take your hands off the floor to make it a bit harder. To make sure those legs are nice and straight, toes pointy, and if you can, nice straight arms. Or if you can't, hands on the floor in front or hands on the floor behind you to get a bit of support. Then from there, we've got a bit of a harder balance. Okay, this one's called a frog balance. This one's quite tricky. You need to make sure that your feet are together, your knees are out to the side. Your hands are going to go in between your knees. You're going to bend your elbows a little bit and you're going to squeeze this part of your elbow into this part of your knee. Okay? There's a little bit of a dip, a little bit of a gap where your knee and your leg is. So if you squeeze your elbow in there, and without jumping, it's not a jump, it's a lean, you bring your tummy towards the floor and lift your feet off. Okay, there's no jump. Okay? That's our frog balance. So again, hands in front of us, feet should be together. Okay, knees to the side. Squeeze your knees and elbows together. Bring your tummy towards the floor and then lift your feet off without jumping. Okay, if I do that from the side as well. Okay, from here, I'm going to lean forwards and then lift my feet off and try and hold it. Okay, so frog balance. And then one more we're going to very quickly look at is our shoulder stand or shoulder balance. Okay, this one's kind of tricky. Okay, you just need to make sure you have your hands in the right place. Okay, so you can start with sitting. If you're sat down, you're going to make sure your elbows are ready to go into the floor. You don't want them out to the side, you want them pointing away from you. Okay, they're also going to be ready because when you do roll backwards, your hands are going to be on your back. Not when I'm on your bottom, but I'm holding your lower back just above your bottom. Those are my waist bones, got my waist bone there. I want to be holding just above it. Okay? From here, I'm going to sit in a nice tuck shape. I'm going to have my hands ready. I'm going to roll backwards and make sure that my knees are above my eyes. Okay? I don't want my knees in front of my eyes. Okay? I'm going to roll backwards, knees above my head, elbows into the floor, making sure they're pointy away from me like I wanted before, and then hands on my back. Okay? That's my hip bones there, so they're on the same level as my back. Okay? On the same level as my hands, sorry. From here, I'm going to slowly straighten my legs to the ceiling, make sure I push my hips out, and this is my shoulder stand. We also want to make sure we're not letting our hips drop behind us, because I see a lot of people finish like that. Okay? You want to make sure we're trying to get all the way up to the ceiling, not to the wall behind you. Okay? And those are nice simple balances for our demos.